Oh, what is up, everybody? My name is Tristan, and today we're going to be watching some more YouTubes. So today, what we're going to be watching is some Dom Plays cheating on tests. I'm not going to lie, Dom Plays is one of my favorite YouTubers, huge fan. He makes hilarious videos. So today, we're going to be watching one of his videos today as a reaction. Maybe, if we have enough time, we're going to be watching, we're going to be watching 3 of his videos today. 2 of his videos today. Because I am a big fan of his videos. He's a very good YouTuber. So, let's go. Back to it.
Planet Dolan.
Riding on dusty windows to riding on the bottom of shoes. The Planet Dolan crew reenacts some of the best true stories from our subreddit about the best ways we've cheated on tests. Again? You filthy, dirty cheaters, I love you. I'm Hellbent, and today I'll be making mouth noises and ear holes. Number 10 was submitted by Yorg Slade. Nixium's teacher was a pretty lazy and sleepy person.
Who is your favorite guy?
She said Nixium and his classmates.
Question: who is your favorite person on Planet Dolan? If you are a fan of him, let me know in the comment section below.
Could study for the first 10 minutes of class while she took a nap. While everyone else wrote cheat sheets, Nixium wrote on the teacher's forehead. During the test, she kept staring down at him while he stared at her forehead, looking at all the beautiful answers. Everyone who wrote simple cheat sheets got their test invalidated, but Nixium got away. The teacher looked in the mirror. Number 9 was submitted by Diamond Dog 15. Mikhailum figured out a genius way to cheat on a math test. What he did was simple. He wrote all the answers on tissues and carefully put them in the packet. On the day of the test, he pretended to have a cold, so his teacher let him get out his tissues. Every time he was stuck on a question, Mikhailum pretended to blow his nose and saw the answers on the tissue. No one's listening. Number 8 was submitted by Ego Dram. Having traveled to the Middle East some years prior to university, Sid picked up on a little bit of Arabic. He wasn't exactly fluent, but he knew enough to write and understand some common phrases and short sentences. So a few days before a final exam, he found a piece of fancy tinted paper, wrote out quick answers and hints in Arabic with colored inks and a fancy calligraphy pen, making the cheat sheet look like a piece of fancy artsy calligraphy. He affixed it to the back of his notebook, and after putting his notebook on the floor like everyone else, Sid looked at it when he needed to, being fairly confident he was the only person in the room who could read it. Even if anyone did see it, Sid thought they probably wouldn't be able to understand it and just assume it was some obscure edgy artwork. He ended up getting an A, as in a cheating asshole. Number 7 was submitted by Sir Swag. Dolop had fallen asleep many times before in class inside his hoodie that was 2 sizes too big for him. One night, before a midterm test, he decided to go to bed early instead of studying. On the way out the door, Dolop grabbed a hoodie and an extra t-shirt. He shoved the t-shirt into the hood and stuck his phone in the pocket. When he got to class, he started the test, and whenever the teacher wasn't looking, Dolop pulled his hood over his head and tucked his head inside. He then used the phone in the hoodie. To this day, he still uses that method and has never been caught. Number 6 was submitted by eTaxalo. Dolan sat next to a window in class and always had a habit of looking outside, daydreaming. This actually came in handy because the window glass was always dusty, so he could write a cheat sheet on it. If he leaned back just a little bit, the text wasn't visible even to him. Sure, it was a little strange that after watching people play football outside for 5 minutes, Dolan would suddenly know the answers to a math or physics exam, but he was never caught. He did manage to raise a few questions about cheating, and some teachers even asked him to leave the desk so they could examine it. Number 5 was submitted by White Fox 1992. Ghost Toast never did it himself, but his father told him about how two kids cheated in class in the 70s. The two kids would always buy size 15 white shoes before every test. They would write the answers on the bottom of their shoes and sit cross-legged so they could see the answers written on the bottom of the other one's shoe. If they were believed to be cheating, they would put their feet on the ground and ask the teacher to prove that they had a cheat sheet. Number 4 was submitted by Levy Minus. Spinal Palm has a slightly severe form of autism and very severe ADHD. When he was in school, he needed to have his sketchbook where he drew anime and manga on his desk at all times for comfort. However, when he heard his class would be having a final exam, he flipped. Since Spinal Palm sucked at memorizing, he just had a huge 11 by 14 drawing of Asane Miku. The catch was that he drew it with words. He spent hours going through his textbook and creating a pretty but kinda blocky Miku. The teachers didn't think twice about it, and because he stared at things while he thought, looking at his sketchbook seemed normal. The best part is the teachers glanced at the drawing, with one even saying you did great work. No one suspected a thing, and Spinal Palm passed the class with an A. Number 3 was submitted by Mexi Asian Panda. When Doopy was in 2nd grade, she had a test that didn't make any sense to her or her friend Gooby. So they decided to create a really clever landed cheat. They wrote the problems on the back of Snoopy's tie-dye t-shirt in colors only Gooby could see and not the teacher. Gooby copied off of it because she sat right behind her and
No, I paused.
she gave Snoopy a signal as to what the answer was. The signaling system was cough twice for A, cough 3 times for B, sneeze plus cough was C, and sneeze plus cough twice was D. It worked, but their teacher might have been onto them because she gave them the scariest look. Number 2 was submitted by Phoebe Bang. Doopy used to cheat on her exams for music theory because it was basically all Italian words, and she never felt like studying the list of words that she would probably never use again. So Doopy would just bend over her paper so her hair would fall to the sides of her head like little curtains. She could see through her hair, but anyone around her couldn't, so from that position, Doopy could basically look at the other people's papers and was never caught. The only thing that would happen a couple of times during the exams was her teacher saying that she had to sit straight, but when she wasn't paying attention to her anymore, Doopy would do it again. What was the best way I've ever cheated on a test? Well, in the English class, I had a student next to me to do my test for me. It was $1 for each test, and he'd fuss up the answers a bit so I'd get a bit of a lower score, but the teacher didn't care. And that's why I'm not allowed to write for Planet Dolan. I'm half literate. I have Microsoft Sam read these scripts to me. And once I find a text-to-speech app that sounds like me, I can be an even bigger fraud. Huge thanks for the folks over on our Planet Dolan subreddit for submitting their stories. We have another question for you. What's the most irrational fear you have? Let us know on the Reddit page linked below and you might be featured in a future countdown.
This video was made possible by our fans over on Patreon. Thanks for your support, guys.
And that's all I got for now. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time, you filthy cheaters.
Okay, let's see what our next video is. Oh, hold on. Okay, guys. Sorry, my TV is not functioning. Oh, actually, let me read this comment by her. One time I had a test that was so difficult that I vowed to somehow pass it one day. Ever since my sophomore year of high school, I devoted my time becoming a teacher so that I could teach the class and get the answers to the test. It worked. Oh my goodness. Hold on. That is funny. That is funny. Actually, no. Losing track. Oh my goodness. Nope. Sorry. Nope. Jackal unleashed. No. Okay. This is when I was up here. This one. I'm feeling it. Still. My skin is black. My name.
When carbon dioxide reaches a critical level,
Dang! So I was watching this while this thing was loading. So don't freaking hurry up. Actually,
Planet Dolan.
is what's this?
Planet Dolan.
Okay, let's start the video, guys.
From parents faking their own deaths to throwing kids in garbage cans, the Planet Dolan crew reenacts some of the best true stories from our subreddit about the worst punishment your parents ever gave you. I'm Hellbent, and today I'll be your narrator. Number 10 was submitted by Among You Monster. When Dolan was little, he had been fighting his siblings. So as payback, his parents pretended to get in a fight with each other and even pretended to cut each other. It was late at night and his mom was laying on the floor, faking her death. His dad told them they would have to hide her corpse in the bathroom and bury it in the morning. So Dolan lay in bed, crying himself to sleep. His mom ran in his room and gave him the biggest scare of his life. He never fought with his siblings ever again after that.
Okay, that would have freaking scared me.
Number 9 was submitted by Future X Montage. When he was younger, Pringle was playing Xbox for an entire week non-stop. After several warnings, Pringle's mom walked into his room and yelled,
"Boy, for the last time, it's bad for you to be playing video games for this long."
and she walked up to his Xbox and unplugged it. But she wasn't done there. She picked up the console, walked over to the open window, and threw it into the swimming pool outside. He watched in disbelief as his Xbox sank to the bottom of the pool. Guess he didn't have much choice after that. Number 8 was submitted by Silver8A. When Dolan's brother was 13, he was very bored and on a sugar high, so he decided to agitate his sister, who cared a lot about the way her hair looked. He stuck a chewed-up piece of gum in her hair, and she instantly screamed for their mom. Their mom was so angry, she sent Dolan's brother to their grandma's house with nothing but a toothbrush, not even his clothes. She knew he loved his internet, so he was sentenced to stay there for the whole summer with no technology at all. Needless to say, it was the slowest 3 months of his life. Number 7 was submitted by Sniper5256. When Andy Mations was a kid, her parents found a pretty terrifying way to punish her. Whenever she would break the rules, like not finishing her homework or coming home after curfew, her parents would lock her in a closet underneath the staircase. And to top it off, they would tell her that there was a killer clown that lived in the closet called Laughing Jack. It was a pretty horrifying experience, but Andy Mations ended up being the most well-behaved kid in her neighborhood. Number 6 was submitted by Mad Dog 197X. One time, when Gooby was 5 years old, her family ordered Chinese food for dinner. She was eating her usual favorite dish when her mom told her she should try something new. Then she gave her a single green bean to try. Her dad said she couldn't leave the table until she ate it. After she cried for an hour, he upped the ante and said she couldn't eat anything else ever again unless she tried it. She ended up going a full 48 hours without food. After a long and painful weekend without food, she finally ate the green bean. But only after her parents wrapped it up in a piece of pancake. Number 5 was submitted by EyelisJack199. About 15 years ago, Pandora was making a tuna fish sandwich when her sister walked in and started a fight with her for some reason. While Pandora defended herself, she accidentally scraped her sister with her fingernails and cut her. Her sister told her dad, who made Pandora sit in the corner of the kitchen with her hands taped together for an hour. He then told her if she ever hurt her sister again or anyone else, he would pluck out her fingernails with tweezers. All because she was making a sandwich. Number 4 was submitted by Shogun Assassin Alice. One time, Tolib got caught smoking with a friend while he was at school. When he got home that day, he found his dad sitting at a table with a whole pack of cigarettes. He told Tolib that as a punishment, he had to smoke every single one. He made it to 4 cigarettes and threw up all over the floor, and after that, he had to clean up the mess. In addition to that, he had to clean the bathroom and was punished every day for 3 months. Needless to say, he can't be around the scent of cigarette smoke anymore without feeling nauseous. Number 3 was submitted by Darth Morius. When Nixion was growing up, his parents were very strict. Whenever he got into trouble, they would make him stand facing the corner of his room on his tiptoes, to make absolutely sure he didn't put his axe on the floor under his feet. On more than one occasion, his ankles lost control and he ended up falling directly onto the pins. It was a very cruel and unusual punishment, not to mention incredibly painful. Number 2 was submitted by Austin Moss. One day, Slapped Ham was supposed to babysit his brother after school. He fell asleep on the couch, and when he woke up, his brother was nowhere to be seen. He found his brother in the bathroom, setting everything on fire. He managed to put out all the fires, but when his parents got home, he was holding the lighter. They dragged Slapped Ham outside and threw him into the garbage bin just as the garbage truck was driving past their house. Luckily, he managed to jump out at the last minute, saving his life. His brother never even got in trouble. Number 1 was submitted by Pandora. So, for an actual story that happened to Pandora, when she was younger, her father was quite cruel. This happened on more than one occasion. Anytime he felt Pandora did something wrong, one of his go-to punishments was to lock her in a closet with a collection of porcelain dolls. Even if it was only minutes, it would feel like hours to her, swearing that the dolls were alive. Even to this day, she still has a fear of dolls. And that's all for me, so thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.
Friend invited her to a dairy farm. She wanted to show Honeybits the goose nest that she had found under the cow pen. This pen had been empty for a while, so they figured it would be safe to walk across it in the rubber boots. But as soon as Honeybits stepped into the pen, she sank way...
Oops.
Sometimes when we
Well, that is it. That is it, guys. Hope you liked these 2 videos. Please give credit to not just me for showing you this, but to also to Planet Dolan. He is an amazing YouTuber. You should, I hope you know how to spell his name. You just spell Planet, and it should say his name. Well, that is it, guys. I hope this. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to turn on those amazing notifications to get every single notification for all of my video updates. Well, that is it, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you demons in the next video. Have a wonderful day.